Brought to you by Epic Adventure Outfitters.
How funny you want me to go with this?
What do you mean funny?
Well, because I'll start off with like, you know what's really been pet peeving me? Ever since the video you made of, I don't like anything about what I'm seeing here right now.
We're back here once again at Epic Adventure Outfitters. So we're here at Epic today. We're gonna be moving the ARB twin compressor out off the tailgate. Epic has developed their first product, and this is a wicked new tire inflation system. What is this thing called, Landon?
It is called the Epic Kraken inflation system. So it will allow you to air up all 4 tires on your Jeep at one time.
Sounds awesome. So you designed this though, right?
That's right.
You've been working on this for quite some time.
That's right. It's been a labor of love. We're using nothing but the highest quality materials, the highest quality finishes. It's a beauty. You'll see.
Awesome. We're gonna show you guys this awesome new Kraken inflation system, how it installs on the Jeep Wrangler, and you can also install it on a Jeep Gladiator. And we're gonna be taking out the ARB twin compressor off the back, off the tailgate, and putting that under the seat. And this is a really cool system. Landon has been slowly sharing documents and pictures and everything along the way as he designed it. And it's been a really cool process to watch and see it kind of take shape. So I'm really, really excited to get it in the Jeep today and try it out. And obviously we'll show you guys all the steps along the way. And at the end, we'll take a look at the final install and how it works. So we've got the ARB twin compressor mounted here on the tailgate on a JCR rack. I carry around a single airline because it's helpful for certain situations. But we've been using the Speedflate tire inflation system, and it kind of just stores in the back. It's got the coiled up cords. It's been working really well for me, but I think in order to free up this area to possibly put an overland table, we're gonna get this off here, get this wiring out of here. Landon and the Ginger are just not happy with how I stored my wires here beside the Tuffy rig, so we'll get that out and get all this cleaned up really nice and get the new system installed. Paul, how's it going? You've got a really interesting diet here.
This is my diet for today. Kind of counterbalance. I'm gonna have. There's a lot of sugars in both of these, obviously.
One bite of each.
I was thinking kind of alternating.
Okay, where'd Landon go? Landon, you gotta. What is all this stuff? Look at all these things. This is way more than I have now.
So this goes under the passenger seat in any JL Wrangler or JT Gladiator. An ARB twin compressor mounts right here in the middle. We plug in this hose to the compressor. This gives us an air outlet on the passenger side of the vehicle, for those of us here in North America. And then we also have another smaller bracket, and that goes on the driver's side under the seat, and that gives you access to air on both sides of the vehicle.
Get a bit of understanding. We're gonna come in the passenger side here. Whoop. Damage everything. Where does this ends up sitting right here, Landon? Right under the seat right here?
Exactly.
Yeah.
It fills in that empty void beautifully.
Okay.
We don't have to take the seat out, but we do have to tilt the seat back, so we have to remove all of the seat rail bolts.
You guys kind of get the idea where we're going with this. This is going to be for our driver's side airlines. So this piece here is going to go on our driver's side, and we're going to get this bolted up, but it's going to look a little something like that when we're done. And then we'll be able to get our airlines out the driver's side door, and the Ginger can grab the airlines on the passenger side door and fill up our passenger tires whenever we're out.
Right? I don't come with the system.
Oh, what? So you guys got a really cool logo going on here. And so we've got a nice little story. What is going on with this story, Christian? Designed by Canadians and forged in the frozen north by lumberjacks in flannel with glorious scarlet beards fed by a steady diet of maple syrup, who encountered a mythical kraken while harvesting icebergs, battled it with their hockey sticks, and after an epic battle, everyone politely apologized and entered into harmonious symbiosis.
Obviously.
So we got our airlines to air up the whole system. We'll be able to store this really nice bag.
These bags are Canada sewn in Canada.
So in our cool storage bag, we've got 2 sets of airlines, one for each connector, I'm assuming. I haven't tried this yet, but yeah, we're gonna have one that goes in the driver's side, one that goes in the passenger side, and then we got a couple air chucks here, which will connect up. Have you tried this on the wheels, the Nomads?
Yes.
Okay.
Sean specifically.
Sean apparently already has this in his Jeep, so hey, here we are. Second place. Second, yeah, I gotta come off an island to get to Epic every time I want to do anything here, so it's not always easy with scheduling. The Ginger made me put TPMS sensors in my Jeep. I know
Like a grown up.
I know you guys, I've told you guys that I don't run TPMS sensors, and now we do, because we're going to use those TPMS sensors when we go to air up. Show me how that works.
You want this to be open first?
Oh,
and then you
whoa.
just hold this piece.
That's fancy. Look at that. That is quite the air
Also
chuck.
changeable. So
Oh, wow.
push
so,
to connect.
So if something happens, you can replace this
it.
fairly easily, or get a different line.
Push to connect fittings, all stainless.
With everything Epic does, they do the best. There's never any corners cut, never any expense spared. So Landon designed this with that ideology in mind, and all of the products and pieces on this are premium, really nice quality, really good fit and finish. Everything here is anodized black with silk-screened logos on here.
Laser etched.
Oh, not silk-screen?
No, it's not a t-shirt.
You can silk-screen on metal.
Well, that's laser etched.
Everything's aluminum, right?
Yes.
Everything's aluminum, laser etched logos. I'm impressed.
Anodized.
It's spray painted?
Anodized.
Spray painted with anodized paint. No, I'm just kidding. Oh, where are you going with my tailgate? We just basically unbolt 4 bolts off the tailgate, and you can take the whole thing off.
This is terrible.
A bit different than
Come in. Let's come in, folks. Casey.
But it was nicely tucked in between the Tuffy security deck and the no.
If I sent someone out with that in the vehicle, I would lose sleep at night.
This is why I don't have an off-road shop.
Hey, at least you're not using speaker wire or extension cord.
Extension. Those are really cheap per foot, though.
Yeah.
What table are you thinking?
I don't know. Dining table?
You want to mount a dining table to the tailgate. Do we want to do live edge then?
Wow, that would be so
Live edge
awesome.
with the river effect.
A live edge with one of the acrylic
epoxy.
rivers
Yeah,
in there,
that'd be
flip
freaking
down
great.
table.
That would set yourself apart.
That
from
could be your
everybody.
next product.
Oh, how about that, Landon?
What do we call that?
A live edge tailgate table with acrylic river.
We'll call it the Islander table. I don't know how we ever get anything done here.
Right to that.
So I guess if I get a tailgate table, I won't need this tailgate molly rack anymore either. To buy
Mount
it.
it somewhere else.
To just where? To the table?
Yeah, just mount it to the table.
I hear just bolting everything to your tailgate is the overlanding way.
Well, I think carrying everything is the overlanding way. You like over glamping. I'm overloading is what everyone's doing.
We need to find more things.
That's
to
why
put in the Jeep.
Fluffy is not designed that way.
Fluffy. So if you don't know, Fluffy is the Ginger's RIP Supercharged Mojave Gladiator, which we're going to be doing a review on, which is going to be in next week's video. So definitely make sure you hit that subscribe button and don't miss that, because I've been waiting months to review this, and I'm looking forward to taking it out for a rip. No pun intended there.
100% pun intended.
Yeah. I don't know why I keep
Probably
saying.
how they came up with the name of the company.
So if you guys have some suggestions on what tailgate table we should put on the back of the EcoDiesel Wrangler, let me know. I haven't even started looking yet, but I'd love to hear what you guys are running, what you guys think is good, and what looks nice and clean and really good back here, because I think it would be really handy to have a flip down table when we're out camping. So when we make our coffee on the trail, make some sandwiches, we don't have to pull this big flip down table out all the time, or flip down this fold out table out all the time, and we'll have something on here and we can use that just for dinner when we set up camp. So let me know what you guys think, what you guys suggest. I'd appreciate it. So like these look kind of fragile. What happens when I drag these through the dirt and
You spray them off with water.
You just spray them off?
Spray them off with water.
Really?
Yep.
So with this, we don't need any like switch system or anything, right? Like we just
Nope.
use the ARB switch.
Yeah, we basically designed it so that it just goes straight from the battery. We made our own wiring harness as well, which is really nice. It works with the new switch, wherever it is.
You guys put your logo on the switch.
Yes, we put our logo on the switch. If we
pull it
go inside here, I'll pull it out for you. Light up Kraken.
Look at that.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah,
Oh, that's not focusing. There we go.
yeah.
That's upside
And then we
down.
give you one of these as well, so that you can pull off the switch cover on the ARB pump that comes with the pump, and then you can replace it with this one, right? So we just do that so you can.
So we're gonna reuse the switch that came with the ARB pump, but we're gonna put this awesome new Kraken cover on it, and then we're gonna have a switch right here as well under the seat. So basically you don't need to add or have any switch system with this. Why would you? Because you're gonna be going here to connect your hose, and you might as well flip it on when you do, and when you pull it off and put it away, turn your compressor off. You ballpark the installation time with this. How long does it take, and how hard would you rate it?
It's about, I'd say about 3. Install time is about 3 hours. It's relatively simple. There's no drilling. So this is a game changer. This is the power switch harness that plugs in directly into the ARB compressor and right into a switch. So you don't have to tap into your dash lights. You don't have to do any of that. You don't have to use any T-taps. They're awful.
Super clean.
Game changer.
Now, you did an amazing job. If you guys are getting this, picking up this Kraken system, Landon, you wrote all of these, right? You wrote all of the install instructions?
That's exactly right. You'll find them on our website, and we also have an install video on our YouTube page as well.
And you did an amazing job, I have to say. I had to look through this, and well done.
Thank you.
So we're gonna have to go bug Paul and ask him exactly when this is gonna be available on epic-4wd.com, because as of right today, filming this, it's not up yet. So I'm gonna get you guys an actual launch date if you guys wanna pick one up. Hopefully it's by the time this video goes live, but we'll see. Okay, so I know you guys are gonna ask, and I clarified around which pumps we can use this with. This is designed for the ARB twin compressor. If you guys buy this and want to try to use it with a single compressor or those little tiny ones that are just made for running air lockers, you're on your own. This is made for the twin compressors, but we're running 37-inch tires. Even if you're running 35-inch tires, you should be getting a twin compressor anyways, unless you really enjoy standing around all day waiting for your tires to air up. Lennon's got the compressor all mounted up to the plate. We've got the switch in, we've got the wiring in, and this is basically where you need to get this to before you put it in the vehicle. So we're gonna unbolt, and by we, I mean Landon is gonna unbolt the passenger seat and kind of get that space ready for this to go in.
What we're gonna do is we're going to loosen up the passenger side seat, and we're gonna tip it back into the rear of the cabin, and that'll give us tons of access to all the connections underneath the seat for your occupancy sensor and heated seat and so on. And then we will put our compressor assembly underneath. We'll run our wiring up to it, and then we'll put the seat back down on top.
No French fries under there, Landon?
I'm impressed. Is that a noodle or a...
That's an elastic band.
Elastic
Come on,
band.
that's not a French fry.
Now, for those of you that don't know, diesels have a much thicker carpet
Really?
than an equivalent gas Wrangler. Oh, yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
And so no holes.
Yep, no drill.
Yeah.
We don't have to drill any holes in the seat or in the floor. We're just using the existing seat rail bolts.
That's awesome. Very, very well thought out in this design.
So we're going down the fender,
Yeah.
along the frame rail, the chassis, and then up the floor.
Okay. And through what? One of the drain holes?
Through
or?
one of the drain holes, yeah.
Cool. Now, this is a little different because the diesel, you'll see my battery is back here at the firewall, and my fuse box is up here towards the front. If you have a gasoline motor, these will actually be in the opposite spots. Oh! Got it. In order to get it through that drain plug, though, that's why you had to unpin the harness, or is that something different?
Exactly. So
Yeah.
we depinned the ARB little power harness
Yeah.
that allows us to pass these through this hole here. The connector that goes to the compressor is just a little bit too big to fit through this hole.
The compressor in there, wired, and by we, I mean you have done an excellent job. What are you connecting up now? What is this black tubing thing
So
we've
we
got?
have a nice piece of black tubing, and this will connect from the top of the T-fitting on the compressor from the passenger side to the driver's side bulkhead fitting that we showed you earlier.
Yeah. So did you bolt this bracket down at all? Like what's holding this thing in here?
So the bracket is right now totally free floating. It gets sandwiched in between the two rear seat rail bolts, and it holds it quite well.
All right, so we got to put in the, what do we call this on the other side? What is this thing called?
This is the driver's side air bulkhead bracket. It's a, we don't have to drill any holes. It simply slides in underneath the seat rail. So we'll do that now.
Okay guys, it's the next day. We're back at the house and I just wanted to finish off this video going through using the Kraken system. We got it all installed yesterday. Huge thanks to Epic for putting in one of their first units into our Jeep. And as well, all the help from Landon, Christian, and Paul, everybody over at Epic. It was a great day, but I wanted to try the system out myself and just show you guys it being used. I don't have the price yet. You'll have to check out epic-4wd.com for the price when it goes up. We're making this video a little bit in advance, and if you guys do want to grab this and it's not out yet, go to their site and put your email address so you get a notification when it comes available. All right, so we got the bag. This is going to be used to store your airlines, and we've got both airlines in here nicely coiled up. So each side is, I believe, the same, and they just go into the push connector here that we installed under the seat. We're gonna hook up both sides to the connector before we plug them onto the tires, because we've got the other side plugged in, and if we were to hook it up to the tires, this side would start letting air out because it is a balanced system. And so if we need to change the length of any of these airlines, we can just push this little collar in and release the airline, trim the airline, or maybe put a replacement on here if something happens. And then we've got these locking connectors here that we're going to use on the tires. So let's get our air valve off here. And so we're just going to pull this collar back. And there we go. So now the system has air in it. You could hear it fill up the line, but the valves are sealed valves, so they're not going to let any air out. Just make sure this collar is back and then locks in place. No air leaks, nothing. So honestly, the longest part of hooking all this system up was unscrewing my tire stem covers, which I have on the Terraflex Nomad wheels, which kind of protect them from getting hit. So now once we've got all this set up, we just come under our passenger seat and it's gonna air up all 4 tires. So right now, because it's connected to all 4, it's balancing the air. So it's gonna, if one of the tires is higher, it's gonna let the air slowly out into the lower pressure tire, and all 4 tires will have the exact same pressure after about 30 or 60 seconds of sitting. Now, if you're wondering too, what to do if it's pouring rain and you've got these airlines hanging out the side, well, as long as you don't close your door all the way, and you can push it a little bit because there is some weather sealing under your door. You don't want to close it all the way, otherwise you will kink the airline, but you can see just closing it to the first click doesn't kink or damage this airline at all. And the other thing too is this is just regular push to connect airline. So if you do end up damaging one of these, you can just push in the collar, remove the piece of airline, and replace it with another piece. So it's pretty straightforward. All right, we've got our tire pressures updated. They're sitting around 13, 14 PSI. It's about where I have my Nomad air down valves set to. So we're just gonna have our stopwatch here. Let's just see how long it takes, and then I'll answer a couple questions while this air is airing out. So we could just reach over here and flick the air compressor on, and we'll start our timer. And you're gonna see these update. You watch as we go here, and they'll update as they get more air in the tires, and they'll update at different rates. And so you're within a few seconds of knowing what your system is at as far as airing up goes. First, what if I want to air up the back and the front at different PSIs? Well, you can just unhook the fronts and let the back keep filling up, no problem, because once you disconnect those connectors from your valves, they're gonna hold the air, and you can just fill up the other side, fill up the rear. What if you want to do only one side? For some reason you want to air up just your left side, or maybe you want to piggyback and air up somebody else that's parked next to you. Well, in the kit we have these little stopper plugs, so we can take one of these plugs, instead of putting in our airline, we can just plug off this side. So once we plug off one side, we can connect up the airline to the other side and fill up 2 tires of a vehicle parked next to us. Now the other question I had for Landon, I will state ahead of time, this piece isn't included in the kit, but it's super easy to make. I had the question for Landon, well, what if I want to use an airline, maybe just to fill up 1 tire? Well, you can make something that works really well with this. Landon was kind enough to make this up for me, and as I showed you guys before, these are all just push to connect airlines. So you can use any push to connect airline that's the right size, and then on the other side, we have a push to connect air chuck. So instead of putting in the Kraken airlines, I can just connect this into one side, plug the other side, and now I can connect an air chuck, anything that wants to connect to this, like a standard airline or whatever we might need. Now, as I said, disclaimer, this does not come in the kit. This is not included in the kit, but super easy to make. And let's take a look and see how we're doing filling up. There we go, we have 34 PSI. All right, that one just hit 35 PSI. Just gonna reach over, turn off the compressor, and we're just gonna let this sit for a minute. And so we just passed 7 minutes. It was about 7 minutes, 5 seconds, and I didn't hit stop, so here we go. There is a bit of a sequence that you need to follow so you don't let the air out of your tires as you're putting away the system. You want to disconnect all of your tires first before releasing any of those airlines. So we're just going to disconnect this, put it on my seat. We'll disconnect all 4 of them, and I'm going to show you a little cool feature of the Kraken system that's going to help us. You don't want to disconnect your hoses, these push connect fittings here, until you purge the system, because the system is so airtight, there's still pressure in it, and these aren't going to want to release. And so they've designed a little purge valve here to let the air out of the system, and now we can easily disconnect all of our fittings and put them back in the bag. So Epic has designed a turnkey solution to install your ARB twin compressor in your Jeep JL Wrangler or JT Gladiator, and it's got all the mounts, all the pieces you need to wire, and it's super simple and easy to use to air up every time. If you want to go check it out, epic-4wd.com. I'll put a link down in the description. So if you want to get one of these systems right away, go to Epic's site, put your email address in. They're going to let everybody know when they launch them on their site in a few weeks. And if you're watching this video several weeks after it went live, they're probably already on their site and most likely sold out because they're pretty awesome. Leave me some comments, let me know what you guys think, and leave a like if you enjoy this video, please. It helps the videos get noticed and seen by everybody. Hit the subscribe button. I upload every week, and I'll see you guys in the next video.